Well, howdy, pipe smokers. Marshal here with another video for you. It's another beautiful day out here on the ranch, and got off work here just a little bit ago, and out here on the porch of the studio barn. Tonight I'm doing something a little bit different as far as the filming of this thing. Up till now I've been using a camera, of course, but this evening here I'm using an application on my laptop computer. I'm going to see how this works. It's called Photo Booth, and you can make movies with it. And I tried it a little bit there, just goofing around. Seemed like it worked pretty good, so I'm going to try it and see if it'll work for this. My other camera has got a lot of junk on it, and every time I try to put it into the iMovie, I have to wait until it all loads up, and it takes quite a while. So before I can get the film that I want off of it, it's just that loaded with stuff that I need to do something with. I don't know if you're the same way I am or not, but I've got a lot of film on there of different events, even grandkids when they was little bitty, and I like to go back and look at those things every once in a while. But anyway, why, it's Wednesday, and it's been a good day. It's a beautiful evening, and I thought I would smoke some of this. I talked about this here just a little bit earlier in another video here. This is Return to Mushrooms, and I'm gonna give that a try. See how it works. Made by an outfit called Just for Him. Now, when I held that up there a minute ago, there it come out backwards, so I don't know if it's going to turn it around or not when I make the film out of it. I don't have any idea. I'm too new at all this technology junk. But anyway, smoking my corn cob, one of them anyway. I like to smoke corn cobs a lot. They just seem like you can switch tobaccos in a corn cob, and it doesn't taste like the last one that you smoked. They just kind of rolls with whatever you're doing there. But anyway, using my old 30-30 shell. That seemed like what I use most for a tamper. If I forget to have that in my pocket, I'll use my fingers or a nail or just whatever's laying around. Anyway, I want to thank all you guys and gals that have stopped by my channel and have wrote so many nice comments and watch my videos and stuff. It means a lot. Boy, I'll tell you, this pipe smoking community is just a grand bunch of people. Sure are. Made a lot of friends through it. And this evening I'd like to say howdy to a few of them that's out there, and it's going to take me a while to name all the folks I've talked to. I'm not going to try to. I'm just going to name a few of them at a time here. But anyway, I want you to know, pipe smoking plumber, that I'm sending your package off in the morning, which will be Thursday, and it's got some stuff in there I think you're going to like. And same with Wolfgang Wogie 73 of Northern Germany. I'm going to get you something off pretty quick. I know you guys are sending some things down my way, and I appreciate that. I really do. Here in the West, we try to meet you tit for tat, so by golly, I'll get something right back out to you. But anyway, some of the folks I might want to mention too, while I'm mentioning folks, Great American Piper and Northern Night Owl, Pipes and Kayaks, and Pilgrim in Progress, all you folks, howdy. Had some great conversations and watched some wonderful videos through your channels, and I'll keep doing it. Now, sometimes I don't get around to writing a comment at the time, but I generally try to go back and do that. Kind of depends on where and when I'm watching the video, but I watch them whether I comment or not. Most of the time I try to comment and at least say something. But anyway, I appreciate it. Pilgrim in Progress did a real nice shout out to me on a video here the other night, and he was kind enough to point out my little channel and everything, and it sure was nice of you. I appreciate that. I really do. Nice guy. In the background, you can hear a tractor running. The neighbor's got a field butted up against ours there, so he's going around. But anyway, I think I said something in the last few videos about this stuff here, this shortcut to mushrooms. And it was the artful codger, old Ben, that got me on this. He made such a great video. Ben, you ought to be a dadburn salesman. That's all I got to say for you, because you're really good at describing stuff. And it was the first Latakia I ever smoked. And I thought at the time when I first lit my first batch up, I ordered kind of a little sample batch, you know. I thought, my gosh, what the heck have I got myself into? Didn't really care. I never smoked a Latakia. And, but anyway, I have smoked several bowls of this stuff, and by golly, I'll tell you, I've grown kind of fond of it. I don't know how to describe Latakia to anybody who's never smoked it before, but to me, it's kind of three-dimensional. It in taste, you know, it just got, it has, with that extra smoky flavor, it's just got a little bit of a extra to it that you just don't find in aromatics. But don't get me wrong, I'm an aromatic kind of guy, so now I've just kind of added to the arsenal, I guess. Cowgirl Janie just walked up and sat down. Howdy, cowgirl.
Hi.
I'm talking to the boys and girls of the pipe smoking community. Did you know there's girls out there that smoke pipes?
Oh, I'm sure there is.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. But I have to be careful with this stuff. It has a tendency, if I'm outside and well, let me explain to you. When I'm outside and I'm walking around and I'm busy doing something and I got my pipe going, you know, I have a tendency to inhale just a little bit more pipe smoke than I normally would, and I get pipe sick, you know, tobacco sick. I've never heard anybody on any of these channels talk about getting tobacco sick. You guys all must be have a stronger constitution than I do. How many of y'all have, I'm sure y'all have done that. Tobacco sick, right? Oh man. I think that is one of the worst feelings there is. You get sick and get sweating and wonder if you're going to throw up. I do that every once in a while. So this tobacco here, like I say, it's to me, it's a set down tobacco. You got to be sitting down not be doing much other than just smoking, because it kind of gets to me. I've been tobacco sick a number of times over the years because I wasn't watching what I was doing or paying attention. And pretty soon, wow, there it is. I think the worst tobacco sick I ever got, though, was on days work. I don't know if any of you know what I'm talking about or not. That's an old time drugstore chewing tobacco that looks like a Fig Newton. It's all wrapped up on the outside with the tan colored stuff, and in the middle is dark and just looked like you could eat it. I had an old cowboy friend when I was growing up that taught me a lot of stuff, a lot of cowboy stuff, all about how to treat a horse and all the different places to hide a half pint of Old Crow. But he's a wonderful old man. But they called us Mutt and Jeff. Guess who Mutt was? But anyway, old Jeff, one day he had that day's work out and he was biting the end of it off, or cut it off with his knife, and being a stupid kid, I said, man, that sure does look good. And he said, oh, it is. It's wonderful stuff. And I'll tell you, this is just about, you ought to try this. It's just great stuff. And so he whittled me off a chunk of it and put me on a horse. And he said, okay, he said, now trot that thing around. I trot him around, you know. So I was trotting that horse around and I was chewing on that stuff like a big shot. And pretty soon that horse started feeling kind of rubbery. And wasn't a horse. I'll tell you what, man. That broke me right there, a day's work. And the smell of it today makes me sick. And old Jeff, he thought that was pretty funny. Now, nowadays, they would be some goody two-shoes, call that child abuse, and all kind of raise all kind of hell about it. Wasn't no child abuse to it, for Pete's sake. Jeff and I were friends. Now, he passed on in 1982, and I'll guarantee you we're still friends. I still reach out to him every once in a while. He was quite a guy. But those were different days, you know. I mean, you could go down there to the drugstore, or not the drugstore, but any store in town, and buy cigarettes or Bull Durham or anything you wanted to buy, and you just tell them it was for your folks, and they'd sell it to you and send you on your way. I remember when I was in junior high, local pool hall there in Cimarron had all these old men sitting around and playing 10-point pitch for money. You wasn't supposed to gamble, but they didn't care. That's just the way it was. They had some big gambling games on weekends down in the basement of the beer joint. But anyway, these old men sit around, smoke cigars, and play pitch. And us kids smoke cigars and play snooker. A quarter a game, and these old pool tables was about 100, or snooker tables about 100 years old, and they'd been played so much that they had ruts wore in that slate, and you could hit them certain ruts, and if you did it just right, you know, you hit them ruts and that ball would go right in there. Those old tables probably weighed 1,000 pounds. And now I don't know if they're still around in any form somewhere, but they'd probably be worth a fortune. Beautiful, ornate pieces of furniture. My gosh, those are. You just don't know sometimes in life, what you got when you got it. You know how that is. But anyway, those were good old times, some good childhood cowboy memories, and out in our part of the country, ranching and farming, that's the chief income. Still is in Dodge. Uh, Within 80-mile radius of Dodge City, there are a number of big packing houses, and still even today, cattle is king. They slaughter over 100,000 head of cattle each and every day. Never quits. Not even Christmas. They just slaughter cattle all the time. So, if they slaughter 100,000 a day, which they do, there's millions waiting to be slaughtered on the ground, and of course, feedlots everywhere. And they bring them in from all over to be slaughtered. There's one big plant there in Dodge that I can't think of what the name of it is right now. It escapes me, XL. They ship out to all over the United States plus 11 foreign countries, and that's just one plant there. Randy's over there running his tractor. That's something that's changed. Farming. Used to be all these farmers had these little cases, and Alice Chalmers, John Deere, Farmalls, little old tractors, some of them didn't have cabs. Little old rundown Chevy trucks that they use to haul the grain in, during harvest. And the elevators, you'd have trucks lined up for a mile waiting at the elevators. Well, now, all these farmers is farming with these great big four-wheel drive tractors, bend in the middle, great big monsters, and they pull plows that cover 40-foot swaths and haul their grain to town in semi-trucks. The days of the little trucks waiting in line they're gone now. They all use those great big semis. Most of them do. There's a few little guys around like me but most of them great big. So that's changed. But anyway, getting back on this tobacco sick, I'd like to see a few of you share some stories about that. I mentioned that I was sitting out on the porch of our studio barn. Morning glories is just about taking things over. I had to cut a few of them away from the chair so I could sit down. This is actually Janie's chair. Mine's over on the other side. But the backdrop ain't quite as pretty because if I sat in that other chair, I got this old block building behind us. It's a garage, and it needs some work. It used to be white, but it's been patching on all these bricks where they was cracked out over the years and stuff, and they look pretty bad. We're gonna paint it though. If we ever paint it, I'll switch around. Nah, maybe not. It's still better view for you guys. I keep having to reach down here and whack this bar because my computer goes on this energy saving thing and tries to go dark and I can't see what's going on. That's how come I keep reaching out there once in a while. Oh, I wanted to thank folks for all the nice comments they made about my little tune that I played for you last time. That was a lot of fun. It's fun to kind of beller, sing them old cowboy songs. I might do some of that here as we go along. And I also like to, I kind of fancy myself as a cowboy poet, but I'm not. I just like to do cowboy poetry, and I got some that I've written that I think are pretty good, but other folks might not. So I'll try a few of those out on you as we go along, see if I can run you off. Well, darling, I think the mums are starting to die back, aren't they?
I need water.
They need water, she said. Okay. Mums are one of my favorite flowers. Anyway, I'm gonna get on out of here for another one, and I appreciate you guys stopping by and having a listen. And you all have a good rest of the week, and we'll catch you on the flip flop.